Have you ever imagined a regular barista working long shifts in a tiny coffee shop, turning into a billionaire in just 2 years? Sound impossible, right? Well, today's story is about a young man who went from serving lattes to running a billion-dollar company. His journey is packed with struggle, failure, hope, and one crazy idea that changed everything. This is the real story of a barista who became a billionaire. Daniel was only 23 when he started working in a small cafe on the corner of his neighborhood. The place smelled like fresh coffee beans, but for Daniel, it was the smell of survival. Every morning, he would wake up at 5 a.m., put on the same faded apron, and head to work. He served endless cups of cappuccinos, lattes, and Americanos to strangers, while secretly counting his tips at the end of the day, tips that barely covered his rent. Customers came and went, never noticing the tired eyes behind the counter. To them, Daniel was just the barista. But deep inside, he dreamed of something more, building a business that people would remember. The problem? He had no savings, no network, and no one to believe in him. One rainy morning, a man walked in, ordered a latte, and muttered, "Why does coffee delivery always take so long?" That complaint struck Daniel like lightning. That night, lying on a small bed in his one-room apartment, he thought, what if I create an app that delivers coffee faster than anyone else? It sounded crazy. He wasn't a programmer. He wasn't a businessman. He was just a barista. But instead of letting doubt win, Daniel started teaching himself coding. He borrowed old library books, watched hours of YouTube tutorials, and stayed up till 3 a.m. typing random lines of code on his secondhand laptop. The more he learned, the more obsessed he became. For the first time, Daniel felt like he was building something of his own. After 6 months of sleepless nights, Daniel finally had a prototype. Excited, he pitched his idea to local coffee shop owners. Their response? Laughter. One owner said, "Kid, you can't even pay your rent, and you think you'll run a tech company?" Another added, "Stick to making coffee. Leave business to businessmen." Those words hurt. Daniel walked back to the cafe that night, feeling like maybe they were right. But the next morning, as he put on his apron again, he realized something. If he gave up now, he'd always remain just a barista. He decided to try again. He saved every single dollar from his salary, skipped dinners, lived on instant noodles, and finally hired a freelancer online to turn his rough app into a professional one. The app launched with the name Quick Brew. The first month, Daniel checked the stats daily. Only 200 downloads. But something magical happened. Those 200 people loved it. Reviews said, "Fastest coffee delivery ever." Finally, an app that gets my order right. Soon, friends told friends, coworkers told coworkers, and the numbers slowly climbed. A local newspaper even ran a headline. "Barista creates app that's changing coffee delivery." For Daniel, that tiny article meant more than gold. For the first time, the world saw him as more than a barista. But success attracted attention. Big companies noticed Quick Brew and quickly launched their own versions. With their advertising budgets and established networks, Daniel's little app almost disappeared in the noise. He felt crushed again. Competing with giants was like throwing pebbles at mountains. But instead of surrendering, Daniel turned to the only thing he had, his loyal users. He started reading every single review, responding to customers personally, and asking, "What do you want in this app?" That's when he discovered the golden idea: personalized coffee suggestions. Quick Brew didn't just deliver coffee. It knew your favorite order, your favorite cafe, even the time of day you usually drank it. It was no longer just an app. It became a personal coffee assistant. Months later, Daniel got an unexpected email. A venture capitalist wanted to meet. Sitting across a polished glass table in a downtown office, Daniel pitched Quick Brew with all the passion in his heart. The investor looked at him and said, "You're rough around the edges, but you have fire. I'll back you." Just like that, Daniel received a $10 million investment. Overnight, Quick Brew expanded into 20 major cities. Daniel traded his coffee apron for a tailored suit. The same hands that once scrubbed coffee machines now signed million-dollar contracts. In just 2 years, Quick Brew's value skyrocketed to $2 billion. Daniel became a billionaire at 25. People who once mocked him now stood in line, begging to partner with him. But Daniel never forgot his roots. Sometimes late at night, he would walk past his old cafe, the smell of roasted beans reminding him of where it all started. He knew his true success wasn't just money. It was proving to himself and to the world that dreams are real if you fight for them. Think about it. If Daniel had given up, we would never know his story today. He kept pushing, and in just 2 years, he went from making coffee to making billions. If his journey inspired you even a little, then hitting that subscribe button is the least you can do. Drop a comment with your thoughts, smash that like, and share this story with someone who needs hope. Because here, we don't just tell stories, we tell proof that nothing is impossible.